cut these corners, try to take the easy way. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't have, 'cause I've traveled all this way for something. I take it in, but don't look down. I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world.
On top of the world, welcome back to Extra Time right here on 923 Nigeria Info. Welcome back. I'm Chidebere and Gulu. Let's get the show on the way. Don't forget the ways you can get in touch on the show tonight on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH on Twitter, and on WhatsApp as well on 08090306416. So you can join in, and of course when I open the phone lines you can also join in the conversation. So I told you I've got a story to tell you tonight, and surely I'll be telling you that story, the story of a stranded Nigerian chess master. I finally got in touch to Oladapo. It's a story the Punch has been carrying for some time now, and finally got in touch with a man who is still stranded out there in Ivory Coast to hear his story. He's on site, basically just from him per se, and I'll be giving you the full gist tonight. Let's just kick off with it, yeah? Let's just get on with it, because I've got stories in Formula One and boxing. So it's not a very good story. This one is a sad story. It's not dead yet, though.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you. When I see you again.
It's not really very sure when we're going to see Oladapo again, because personally I just think if you're going to treat footballers in a certain way because they are athletes, then you should try to treat other people in the same way, regardless of the sport. And so here's the story of the man himself, Oladapo Odaodo, the 48-year-old who has been stranded for 9 weeks in Cote d'Ivoire. Don't know when he's going to see his family again. Perhaps just talking to them on FaceTime. So I spoke to him, and he gave me a chronicle of the event so far and how he ended up in Ivory Coast. The tournament was about 2 months ago, March 13th to 22nd in Leone. Tournament ended. He finished with a silver medal. Basically finished second on the in the championship. Was scored the Zone 4.2 individual chess championship, and he gave me a chronicle of what life has been, and how he got to where he is now in terms of his situation out there in Ivory Coast. So here's the story. First off, he explained to me how he missed his flight. His Air Cote d'Ivoire flight after getting for the tournament. But before he told me about how he missed his flight, he went on to tell me how they came separately, how the Nigerian contingent came separately for the tournament. Remember, Oladapo Odaodo is not the only Nigerian who came for, or was not the only Nigerian who came for the chess championship, the Zone 4.2 individual chess championship in Sierra Leone. There were other Nigerians, but they're home. Aside Oladapo Adu. So let's take a listen to how he told me about the Nigerian players coming separately for this tournament.
Yes, we all came separately for the tournament, and even though I think 4 of us, even though we were all representing Nigeria, but we really had to pay our way, because we know that the organization, sports generally, they've had a lot of problems with funding, and as someone that loves the game, so we always find a way to make things happen for ourselves, even though the country didn't really sponsor our trip. We were able to get money in our own respective ways, and we're able to sponsor our trip.
From where we began.
All right, so that was the story how how the Nigerian team, the Nigerian players who went for the tournament, arrived at the event in Sierra Leone. So then tournament was over. So how come you're not home with the other Nigerians? Here is Adu Oladapo explaining that.
Yeah, well, the other players, they actually, we all came with different flights, number one. So I think one player came with Air Peace, 2 other players came with African World, and then I came with Air Côte d'Ivoire. So unfortunately for me, my flight got cancelled, but the others, they were able to get on the flight, their own last flight that left Freetown. So, and that was how I got stuck behind. And my flight was supposed to be on the 22nd of March. But since their last flight was on the 20th, I had to get on the road on the 21st of March and just head towards Nigeria, where I finally, hit the border and Côte d'Ivoire, where I couldn't go through.
He couldn't really get that flight because his Air Côte d'Ivoire flight was cancelled due to the outbreak of the coronavirus. He made a 3-day journey to the border between Ghana and Ivory Coast, but the Ghanaian police turned him back to Ivory Coast. All right, so he went on to talk to me about the plans. So he made contact with some people. In fact, there were plans to evacuate them, about 38 Nigerians who were stuck out there in Senegal and Ivory Coast. About 38 of them. There were plans to evacuate them, but he said the money they mentioned was just outrageous, and there was no way he was able to meet that target.
Yes, I reached out to the Nigerian embassy a couple of times, and the first time I went there, I wasn't able to get in, but the second time I was able to get in, and I wrote my name down, and like I said, my name was like on number 6 on the list, so it wasn't only me that was trying to leave, there were some others also, and they actually kept us abreast of, whatever plans they had, and there was a time they had a plan where about 38 of us, 30 from Senegal and 8 from Côte d'Ivoire, 38 of us were supposed to pay for a chartered flight, which will be coming from Senegal, Dakar. It was going to come from Senegal, pick us from Abidjan, and then to Nigeria. How much was this chartered flight? We were all told together that we needed to contribute 83,000 euros. That's how much the flight cost. Of course, this is impossible. So that one just died down, and that's the only contact we had with the embassy.
Oh, I'll tell you all.
All right, so about 38 of them plans to evacuate them from Senegal and Ivory Coast, but the money was nearly $100,000. But so that didn't materialize. So I asked him if he tried reaching out to the Ministry of Sport or even the Chess Federation of Nigeria, and he said yes, he's done that. But thing is, he's still stuck in Ivory Coast.
Yeah, I actually reached out to the ministry through Mrs. Miriam Yali. She saw a post that I put on Facebook concerning my being stranded, and she reached out and she told me she spoke to some people in the ministry about how to get me over. But I'm still here, so I don't know if anything came out of it. Maybe they're still working on something. I do not know. So yes, I reached out to the ministry through her, not through myself, and of course, of the president of Nigerian Chess Federation, Mr. Leone, we had a meeting with the NCF board, Nigerian Chess Federation board, to find a way to get something done. But all these things, yes, I knew about it, but I nothing really, I'm still here. That's the bottom line. Nothing really came for either finances or whatever. So the efforts didn't really yield anything as far as I'm concerned.
Oladapo there saying the efforts so far from the ministry and Mayor Yali reaching out to the ministry, according to him, has yielded nothing. And for For 9 weeks, he's still stuck out there in Ivory Coast. I kind of really felt for him during my short interview with him, and asked him how he's been coping with food. And he was lodged in a hotel. They couldn't afford the hotel anymore. He had to now lodge with somebody. A church helped him out. A church that knew some people there helped him out, and now he's staying with some brothers out there in Ivory Coast, eating and stay with them. All right, it's quite a sad story, is it? But the silver lining of the whole story, and also for the man himself, Oladapo Adu. Well, he hopes that his story can maybe. I asked him if he was hoping to leave Ivory Coast and return back home anytime soon, and he said, well, hopefully. But he says, the silver lining perhaps is hopefully his story can help the awareness about chess, and not just football, and really bringing corporate people and even the government to pay more attention to chess and perhaps the other sports.
Lastly, I would actually like to, state the fact that even apart from the COVID-19 stuff going on, I think it's a big deal when you go out to represent your country. And coming second, it's a big deal. So I don't think it's even, I don't know if it was football or some other kind of sports, it's going to be a big deal. But, it just shows how we are not really paid a whole lot of attention. And chess is a sport that's really done a lot, in Nigeria and outside. So, it would be really nice idea to actually get some kind of recognition, maybe from the government, from the sports ministry, from individuals, from companies and all that stuff. For once, it would be a very good idea for us to get that. Probably that could be one of the breakthroughs we need.
The sad story of Oladapo Adu there, the chess master, Nigerian chess master who has been stranded for 9 weeks in Ivory Coast after winning a silver medal for himself and the country at the Zone 4.2 Individual Chess Championship. It's quite a sad story. I really don't know what you make of it. I've been following this story. You've been following me here on Extra Time. I've been following this story for quite some time now. And I told you this Thursday. I told you on Tuesday I was going to reach out to the man. He's still far away in Ivory Coast. Reach out to him and get the full gist of the whole story. And we really hope that they are those who can make this happen. Countries are easing lockdown now due to following the COVID-19 outbreak. Different countries are easing lockdown. We hope those who are in the places of power are listening and can do something. If you win, if you do well for your country, they should treat you well. I think you deserve some reasonable treatment, okay? And not just whether you win or not, really, because the spirit of sport is competing and not just winning. So whether you win or not, you deserve to be treated in some kind of way. For someone to be stranded in the country for 2 months, over 2 months, 9 weeks, that's a whole lot. After the tournament ended on the 22nd of March. I've got to take a break now.